Hi everyone and welcome back to Love English. I'm Sabrah.
And I'm Leila. And in today's lesson, we're going to share 20 phrases for super fluency in conversation.
Now, a lot of these phrases, you might not actually be able to learn them unless you've come to the UK or you have a native English speaking friend, as they're very natural and something you probably would need a guide on.
Yeah, well, today we're going to be your native English speaking friends. It's quite a sentence. And these phrases are particularly common when it comes to spoken English, and that's why you need native speakers to help you.
Now guys, do try and copy our pronunciation and our intonation. When you listen to us, go back, practice and try and copy exactly how we say it.
So these 20 phrases are designed to help you sound more fluent and of course more like a native speaker. And you can also achieve even greater fluency and confidence with our English language teaching partner, Lingoda. Now, we know you've heard of Lingoda before, but what they are offering this time round is even better and really unique. If you sign up to learn English with Lingoda for 3 months, you get the chance to get 100% of your cash back. Yeah! That's 100% of your tuition fees refunded. And added bonus, you'll have access to the Cambridge Online Language Test.
So, what do you need to do to get this? Well, you need to sign up for an agreed number of classes for 3 months on the Lingoda Language Sprint. Now, Leila and I can speak personally for Lingoda as we've both been Lingoda students.
We have.
I learnt Spanish with Lingoda and I had a fantastic experience. I had a lovely, friendly teacher who made me feel great about my level, who was very kind of confidence building with me, and I found the classes very structured, interactive. Yes, I can definitely recommend them. What about you, Leila?
I thought the materials were great, particularly as I'm quite a low level. I took a Spanish class.
Aww.
I'm not as good as Sabrah. And the materials were very visual, and of course the teachers were exceptionally patient. They need to be with me.
And if you want to see more about that, guys, in the link below we have included some Lingoda student testimonials so you can read more about other students and their experiences.
So, the details. The sprint starts on April the 8th, 2020 and lasts until July the 6th, 2020. For the super sprint, attend 30 classes a month for 3 months and you will get a 100% refund back.
The sprint is where you attend 15 classes a month for 3 months and you'll get a 50% refund. You can join the sprint in English, German, French, Spanish or Business English, so plenty of choices. You can sign up for the sprint whatever your English level.
And make sure you sign up before the 24th of March to secure your place with a €49 deposit. And don't forget, with our special discount code, JOIN23, you can save €10 on your deposit. That's €10 on the deposit when you join. Just click the link in the description below to take you through and type in JOIN23.
That's right, guys, and for more information, please be sure to check the terms and conditions below in the description box.
And share your experience of learning English with Lingoda, or German, or Spanish, or Business English, or what was it? French?
French, I think, yeah.
Comment below and let us know. What was your experience like? How did you do with the sprint?
So number one is, this takes the biscuit. This takes the biscuit. And basically this means that this something is quite extreme or particularly bad. We're not happy if we say something is taking the biscuit. We feel that it's unfair. So for example, I might say, I've seen bad grammar, but this takes the biscuit, meaning it's particularly bad. Can you think of something that takes the biscuit? Tell us about that in the comments below and make sure you're saying biscuit correctly. We don't want to hear any biscuits. Number 2, you've got to be kidding me. Wow, we use this one a lot. This is a great way to respond to something that is unbelievable or funny, surprising in some way. We might say, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me, or come on, you're kidding me. It's a very nice way to respond to that, and you'll hear it a lot in the UK, and I'm pretty sure in the States as well. You've got to be kidding me. Number 3, a storm in a teacup. A storm in a teacup. Now this means something which is very exaggerated and over the top, but actually is nothing. It's a very small or trivial matter, really. Very similar to the phrase, a mountain out of a molehill. So I could say that perhaps Leila was very angry when I ate her chocolates. but she doesn't usually stay angry for long. It's usually a storm in a teacup.
Oh my goodness, Leila, my boyfriend is so angry with me. You know, when we had that shopping trip and I spent that £200, well, he's found out about it. He is furious.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it's just a storm in a teacup.
Oh, I don't know, but I hope so.
Now we're going to look at a comment which is super useful for responding to a joke, particularly a good joke. If a joke is particularly good, you can say, oh my goodness, that was a good one, or that's a good one, meaning that was funny, I enjoyed that. Also, if someone says something sarcastic which is funny, we can also say, that's a good one.
So, the other day, a friend of mine told me this joke. I didn't quite get it.
Okay.
But everyone else thought it was really funny.
Okay.
So basically, two guys in a pub, one says to the other, my wife's gone to the West Indies. The other bloke says in return, Jamaica.
Oh, good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
What? I don't get it.
Jamaica. Did you make her?
Oh!
See, it's a good one.
That is a good one. Wow, that's embarrassing that I didn't get that. Whoosh.
Right, number 5 to 7. Trying to understand a situation or something that has been said and you might not be quite sure exactly what was said. So potentially you're asking for clarification. Did I get you right? Did I get you right? Now, this might be because somebody has said something that was quite shocking or strange, bizarre, something that you weren't really expecting. It actually suggests you don't believe what someone has told you. You're so shocked, you just need them to say it again to clarify. Now, if you're easily distracted, if you didn't quite hear what someone said, you might choose to say, sorry, I wasn't following. Sorry, I wasn't following. Might be because you were watching a YouTube lesson with Leila and Sabrah, or simply because you were distracted by your thoughts. So this is to ensure that you get them to repeat what they said so that you're not guessing and you're following the conversation still.
A colleague of mine at work was talking the other day about the new teaching and learning policy we're going to have. And basically, she thinks that we need to completely change all of our way that we're teaching at the moment. I was like, there's so many things that are really working. So I wasn't very happy. I mean, I don't know what to do. What do you think about it?
Sorry, Sabrah, I wasn't really following.
That's a bit rude, Leila.
Sorry.
Gosh, am I that boring?
Number 7, I'm sorry, I didn't catch you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch you. Now, you could use that expression because somebody was speaking particularly fast, especially if you are a non-native speaker listening to a native. You might just say, sorry, I didn't catch you. Could you repeat yourself? Or, sorry, I didn't catch you. Could you say that again? In this case, you may genuinely have been trying to listen, but for whatever reason, you didn't quite understand what they were saying.
Okay, so number 8. Number 8 is don't take it to heart. Now, this section is all about comforting someone, what to say to somebody if they're feeling a bit down or they've had bad news or something like that. So don't take it to heart means don't take it into your heart really, don't really feel it too much. For example, I could say to somebody, don't worry that you didn't get picked for the promotion this year. Don't take it to heart. Lots of people haven't been picked as well. We can also use don't take it to heart when we want to say something bad to a person. So when we want to, in some ways, criticize them, but we want to make this a bit softer. We want to sugarcoat it in some way. So I could say, don't take it to heart, but I'm so sorry I can't come to your party.
Sabrah, I can't believe it, but my students said they didn't like my class.
Oh my goodness, I'm really sorry about that, honey. But don't take it to heart. Students say all kinds of things. I know plenty of the students that adore you. Don't take it to heart. There's something wrong with them.
Thanks.
Number 9 is very similar. This one is don't take it personally. And again, this is where we want to comfort somebody. We want to say, okay, so you didn't get chosen this time, but don't take it personally. It's probably not personal. For example, I might say, look, don't take it personally that the boss was a little bit off with you. I think he's just having a really bad day. Number 10, good for you, good for you. This is all about showing support and encouragement. So I could say to a person that has passed their driving test or passed a test, or even faced a fear, or confronted a person who was not treating them well, if they've managed to do any of these things, then I could say, well, good for you, I'm proud of you. I could also say it to a student who might have taken a few times to get the IELTS score they wanted, but in the end I would say, good for you, you did it.
Now, we all know that sometimes we need to ask for a little bit of help. And of course, we do have the expression, can you give me a hand? But in fact, we've got 2 more that we commonly use in English. Sorry to bother you, but... Sorry to bother you, but... I often use this expression if I'm in a supermarket and I need help finding something. Or if your friend is busy doing something, or your teacher, and you need to talk to them and maybe interrupt them to ask a question or to ask for help. Sorry to bother you, but are these the right exercises for the homework? Number 12. Could I borrow you for a sec? Could I borrow you for a sec? In this case, sec is referring to second. And of course, it is not literal. You're not wanting to borrow someone for 1 second. You may need a few minutes of their time for help. So when we say, could I borrow you for a sec? You're implying that it's only for a short period of time that you need their help. Could I borrow you for a sec? I've got some really heavy bags in the car and I wouldn't mind a hand.
Yes, Mum, I know. No, I don't need the pizza putting in. I can cook for myself. It's okay.
Yeah, Sabrah, can I just borrow you for a sec?
Yeah, Mum, I've got to go. I'm really sorry. Leila needs me. All right, Mum. Yes, I'll pick up the medication for you. Yeah, love you. Sorry, honey. Bye. With you.
Okay.
This next section is all about asking someone to wait. So number 13 is, I'll be with you in a minute. I'll be with you in a minute. You could also add, bear with me, which is like hang on. Bear with me. I'll be with you in a minute. And it's like saying, I'll be with you as soon as I can. Obviously, it's not literal. You wouldn't expect the person to start counting the minute and when it reaches 60 seconds them to say, right, you're with me now. That would be a bit strange. So it's very much a figure of speech. So it could be, I'll be with you as soon as I can, basically. But it's also nice to say, bear with me, because it means, hang on, be patient with me. Bear with me. I'll be with you in a minute. Number 14, this one is very, very British. We often shorten seconds to secs. So we often say, hang on a sec, or I'll be with you in a sec, or can you just wait a sec? And we really will shorten that. Or I'll be with you in 2 secs, for example. So really, really useful if you want to tell somebody, hang on just a minute or just a second. I'll be with you again as soon as I can. Remember as well, it's not literal, so it doesn't mean 2 seconds. It means as quickly as I can be there. An alternative here would also be to say, can you give me 2 secs or 5 secs, or can you give me a sec, for example?
Leila, do you mind if I make a cup of tea?
Yeah, sure, go for it. It's just over there.
Okay, whereabouts?
Hold on, sorry.
The...
Can you give me 2 secs, hon?
Oh, okay, sure.
Right, 15 and 16, saying, I don't know. Now, of course, you can say, I don't know, but we have 2 very common, more natural expressions to use when you don't know the answer to something. Sorry, I haven't got a clue. Sorry, I haven't got a clue. If someone asks you where something is, do you know where the toothpaste is? Or do you know where the tea bags are? Sorry, I haven't got a clue. I don't live here.
So Leila, recently you explained to our audience all about relativity. You're
Special relativity, yes.
That's right. Suddenly you're a physics expert. Mm-hmm. So I was just wondering if today you'd share another of those theories with our audience.
Sorry, I really haven't got a clue.
It's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Bit of a one-trick pony.
What's the weather going to be like tomorrow? If someone asks you what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, you could say, I haven't got the foggiest. You'll have to check the forecast. Or, I haven't got the foggiest idea. You can say, I haven't got the foggiest and omit idea, and people will understand what you're saying. Often with these common expressions, certain words are omitted to shorten them because we know what's coming next. We know that someone would say, I haven't got the foggiest idea. Sorry, I haven't got the foggiest.
This next section is all about responding to things you either don't understand or responding to requests which you don't really want to do. Very, very natural. So number 17 is, give me a break. Give me a break, which means, come on, stop asking me to do stuff. You know, stop asking me to do things that I've already done, or you're being unfair in some way. Teenagers will definitely say this with their parents. They'll be like, Mom, give me a break. You've already asked me 3 times to clean my room. I've done it. Things like this. But we can also say to our friend, oh, come on, give me a break. I'm sorry I was late. Give me a break. I'll get the information to you as soon as I can. Now, do bear in mind, this is very direct. So you do need to know the person quite well. And in British culture, which is very much about politeness, we only use this with people we know quite well and we feel comfortable to say, oh, give me a break.
So the cupboard where the tea is, shall I...
Oh, Sabrah, give me a break. It's just over there.
All right, no need to get rude. I'll help myself then. Fine.
Number 18. If we don't understand what someone is talking about, and if they're talking a lot about something, we could say, what are you going on about? Or what was she going on about? Meaning, what is she talking about? What has she been speaking for a long period about? I didn't understand that lecture at all. What was she going on about? Again, it's quite direct to say it to somebody's face, so you would only say it to somebody you know quite well. Or you could say it as a joke, like, oh, come on, what are you on about? Meaning, what are you saying? I don't really get it. Or to tease them, something like this.
Number 19, my favourite. I really can't be asked. I really can't be asked. In this case, we're saying that you don't care. You're not bothered. You don't particularly want to put any effort into doing something. So, for example, I really can't be asked to go out tonight. The weather is awful. Now, in the South, instead of saying asked, which can sound a little bit rude, sometimes we choose to say asked. Okay, so it sounds very similar, and in fact, there's not any difference in pronunciation when you speak quickly, but you can say, oh, I really can't be asked, when you're trying to sound a little bit more polite and you don't want to use that word. And finally, what do we say when it's the end of the week? Thank heavens it's Friday. Thank heavens it's Friday. Meaning we are so glad the weekend is here and we don't have to work. For those of you that have to work on the weekend, bad for you, but good for us. Thank heavens it's Friday.
It's Friday!
Thank heavens it's Friday.
Yes, TGI Friday. Woof! Now we're going to have a little celebratory clink. What do you think is in here, guys? Gin or tea?
So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed those sentences and try using them next time you're having a conversation in English. And of course, don't forget, you can comment below and practice using some of those phrases. In fact, why not try having a full-on conversation with some of the other subscribers down in the comments section? Create a thread having a conversation using some of these native phrases. And of course, any more that you know, share them below.
See you soon on Love English, guys. Bye-bye.
Yay! Friday! Thank heavens it's Friday! TGI Friday! Woo! Now, what do you think is in here, guys?
I went over my face.
Oh.
It's not good.
Okay,
Okay,
time.
ready?